I wanted to shout out our friends at Valley Labor Report for the Strike Fest over the weekend. Them, along with Lee Baines III, who we talked to on the show last week, they raised $71,000 for those miners.
Nice.
So for that strike fund, man. So that is
How
cool
much of a
as
cut
fuck.
do we get?
No. I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna write off my time on my taxes. You know what was funny? I hopped on because they were doing a marathon stream from Friday until Sunday, and they had asked me to come on and like chop it up with Lee and I think Drew Morgan, friend of the show, who did the show there, and then they kind of forgot about me, which is whatever, it's fine. And then around 11:30 or so, I was watching the stream. They had on some theologians and they were talking about church. And as soon as I commented something just on what they were talking about, and they were like, oh shit, we forgot. So they brought me on to talk with some theologians. So I was way out of my depth, but it was fun anyway. Got to listen to some smart folks talk about socialism and God. So shout out to everybody at the Valley Labor Report. That was cool as fuck. I was very excited.
Cool.
I really hope really hope those miners get the contract they want so they don't have to do that again. But if they do have to do another strike fest, I'm happy to jump on board as well. So shout out to everybody there.
It sounds like Rivers doesn't want it to work out.
No, I'm down to stir up some shit in Alabama, man. It was fucking cool. It was cool seeing all those people come out for that. I think all the artists had a really good time. That's good. Seemed like a really fun show. So shout out to everybody there. And our friend Wes Van Horn got to host the whole thing. So I got to hear some new post-pandemic Wes material. So it was all around a good day. I wanted to share this. This is a Facebook status from a candy shop called Goods Candy in Anderson, Indiana, which is about 40 miles northeast of Indianapolis. This is from the owner. We are getting close to candy and ice cream. Librium! Full-time or part-time positions are available. So now they list the positions. Customer greeting and service, ice cream, cake decorating, and other ice cream duties, packaging. If any of these sound good to you, our starting wage is $11 per hour. Apply at the shop. Now you're like, okay, that's a good announcement. Lets you know what the duties are and how much they're going to pay you, but that's not the end of the status.
We could resell their products since they're called the Goods Candy.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
we could buy it.
It is this guy's.
Sell it for triple the price.
I didn't even think about that. That is this guy's last name.
How is that not the first thing you thought about?
I was thinking about Good Candy, my man. Mm-hmm. So this is the next part, though. Working for Goods is fairly easy as long as you work hard, be nice. That's our motto. I've seen every kind of human being in my 40 years of business, and I pretty much know within an hour what kind of employee or if an employee someone is going to be. Most interviews turn out very well, but some interviews go well and then it turns out not so well. I've heard every excuse for not being able to perform here. Every excuse begins with can't, which translates to I don't want to. Ha! Can you imagine saying that to your boss after you've read and claimed to have understood what is required of you, that you can't do it? Why? I would have died before saying that. Ha!
Would have died before saying.
He keeps ending everything with ha! We've had the know-it-all. We've had the complainer, whiner, lazy, manipulative, roamers, hiders, absent, late, liars, haters, clock watchers, willful, controller, passive aggressor, puker, I'll explain in a moment, and worst of all combined, the splitters.
Methodist. He sounds like a delight.
Yes, I absolutely
you can tell through so many job postings why you just wouldn't want to work there, or why they are constantly looking for. There's a couple restaurants around here that are constantly looking to fill the same positions.
Oh yeah, always.
And it's just like, you treat the person who answers your phones up front like shit, or you wouldn't be finding a new one all the time.
Must be able to answer phone 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
there's that awful place around the corner. I think it's called Grace's Pizza. And one time I looked at their application and the guy was like, must be able to take a joke. It's just like,
I will be commenting on the way you girls are dressed, and you must think it's funny.
I think it's just that classic, like, if you work in a kitchen, it's just like, so it's just funny to be racist and sexist and all that shit.
Must be willing to make out in the cooler.
Yeah. Also, I will insult you and then be like, it was a joke.
So after that big long list, he explains what splitting is. Splitting is a behavior of girls, young mostly, but not always, usually taught by their mothers. This is the person who talks about others in an attempt to split people apart and feel better about themselves.
Just like my ex-wife.
This is about candy. This is about working at a candy store.
I have the feeling this is about one very specific woman. There's one very specific person who made this man mad, and he's just never going to get over it.
So he continues, so-and-so said this about you, and I couldn't believe it. So-and-so is so stuck up, and she thinks she's better than us. And so it goes. This, my friends, is poison in action. These misguided girls have no end game. It's just spreading and stirring, all the while believing they are so innocent. It's such a common thing amongst girls. This is where toxicity and drama finds its root.
They won't suck my dick, and I hate that.
Incel.
I'll admit, it's hard to deal with. They are very good at what they do. Many times they are good workers, which is even more frustrating. I can also say with certainty there is no cure. I have tried over the years, but they can't fix what they don't believe to be true. They deny it 100% of the time. They call it helping.
I have tried to fix this many times on women I have tied up in my basement and performed home lobotomies, but there's not a piece of brain that controls being a bitch, folks.
I've tried to make sex zombies. I've tried.
Believe you me, I tried.
Poured lie, right?
An addict full of mistakes. That's just 100 different ways to not make a sex zombie. That's what I say.
It's always good too when a boss is like, don't say bad things about your coworkers who you legit don't like.
Yeah.
It's like pretend to like them. It's like, no.
Gossip about the things that I do when I'm not
here.
Exactly. What happens in the manager's office stays in the manager's office.
So he goes on about the splitters. Quote, if the splitter can recruit, which is one of her tools, she feels vindicated. If she can't find someone to join her, she will just leave. Oh, and then he ends that little thought by saying, boys seldom practice this. They just duke it out. Ha!
That's right.
It's like, I let my boys fight in the parking lot of my store.
Boys going to the freezer.
Yeah.
Fight it out.
He's got a pair of boxing gloves hanging off a nail on the side of the wall.
Don't fuck up the ice cream.
Yeah.
Go take care of it.
Get the gloves. Take it out.
No security cameras in there.
Yeah.
And so now he explains what pukers are. Pukers are those that we know. And
I think I can guess what this is.
I thought I could too, but I was not ready. Pukers are those we know. And just like splitters, we all know one who approach you daily and dump their stuff on you and then go about their business. All they want to do is complain about their stuff to someone who will listen so they can feel normal. They walk away, and each time you are left holding a bag of puke, they feel great, and you feel like you've been puked on. Pukers are exhausting. Again.
So he's saying these people are dumping their problems on you.
He's really about vibes, this guy.
Yeah, job listing at a candy store. So some of these behaviors we can manage, but most we cannot. Since we demand friendliness and courteousness, hard work, and more, bad behaviors pop up quickly, and it's the worst part of employing people. If they make it so far as it reaches me, I free up their future. Most of the time, our culture will drum them out. If they can't find reception of their poor behavior, they'll just move on.
Culture's always a troubling word in any kind of rant.
We were joking about serial killer stuff, but I free up their future is some Jim Jones type shit.
Yeah, it's also like you pay $11 an hour. You're not helping these people out in any way.
Well, no,
you're not thinking of their future.
$11 an hour is a very low basement to like make them go through a manifesto to apply.
No,
that should be a minimum $17.50.
No, he's saying free up their future, as in he fires them.
Okay,
he's like,
that probably is helping their life, though.
Right? Yeah, exactly. He's like, if a puker comes to my desk, I'll free up their future. That's the as in future endeavors.
Uh-huh.
So on the other side of this are the wonderful people that we have in our employ. Everyone works hard. Everyone is friendly. They either brought the tools with them or they learned our way of doing things. When they hit on what we do, it's very rewarding to see. It's the most joyful experience I have here. If you enjoy being your best, Good's Candy is for you. Randy Good.
if you enjoy being your best.
So
it's so funny because there's so many douchebags at places who are like, my coworkers don't take things seriously.
Yes.
And then they're going to go hang out with this guy and realize, like, I also don't get laid ever.
God,
you're right about a lot of things, especially your opinions on women.
Yeah.
And then they'll open an empire of ice cream cakes.
Yeah. At least I will say that this is the owner and not like the general manager, because it's always weird when like the owner's a dick and then the general manager's also kind of a dick, and you're like, why do you give a shit?
It sounds like the owner's probably there every single day.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he's probably pulling double duty as GM and owner, but that is fucking frustrating too.
Are they applying? Are they hiring an ice cream taster?
I mean, shit. Maybe they're hiring as long as you're not a puker or
Sam,
or a splitter.
You're a puker.
I kind of am.
You wouldn't last with this guy.
Yeah. So.
It sucks that ice cream cake is so good that I'd still try this guy's product.
Time. I would like to have some ice cream.
It's great.
Oh, it's the
Let's
shit.
go to Magpies.
What's the most like oppressive, stupid thing a boss has ever made you do?
I had to go dumpster diving for a contract one time.
For a contract? They didn't have access to a printer?
It was the only one that was signed.
Whose contract?
What was like a loan contract, and it was like a financial institution. It was a
this was at the check cashing place?
Yeah, it was like a small time loan. I mean, it wasn't even wasn't even the one who lost it, and it wasn't even my loan. But they were like, "You're the man. Go in the dumpster." So I had to like go dumpster diving to find a contract.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least it was a dumpster at like a place that mainly deals in paper. But
that's fair. I
was
guess.
there? I mean, so it wasn't as fucked up as it could have been.
Yeah,
as far as dumpster diving goes.
Yeah, I mean, are we just talking about the worst thing we've ever had to do?
Yeah, just like the most like demeaning or like.
Clean the bathrooms.
Yeah,
always.
Sure. Which is always dealt out as like a punishment too. That's the thing. I mean, it's like
as long as it's not like awful, like. If it's truly awful,
no, I mean
when you can like not do it, but like if it's just like a regular,
that's fine.
Public restroom that's not bad. It's basically just being sprayed bleach and pretending like you're doing something.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
Like that's easy. I love doing that. I'm kill 2 hours going. Oh, it was bad. Today it was so bad.
I'm talking about when there's like dung on the walls.
Yeah,
and stuff.
When something fucked up's gone.
That's when you can be like, no, that's management. Sorry.
The one that comes to mind, and I think I've mentioned this maybe on the show, but it was just so ridiculous. Was I worked at Stakeout, again, a delivery steak service owned by a former cop. So great punny name. And it
is a wild idea.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're at home and you want a steak,
and you're like, I want it to be shitty. Also,
yeah, I want it to be
pay too much for
delivery steak is a wild idea.
I mentioned like the fatal flaw of Stakeout is that we wrapped all of our steaks in tinfoil, which conducts heat. So if you ordered that fucker rare, it's coming to you medium. If you ordered it medium, it's coming to you well done because it continues to emanate heat. Yeah. And we had a fucking searing hot baked potato also in tinfoil next to it. So those steaks were never, by the time they got to your door, they were always like, weird.
I feel like
it was there.
Yeah, there was. There? Yeah, we were one of the few because Stakeout, I think they started in Huntsville, and most of them didn't have a lobby, but we did.
Okay. If you're ordering a delivery steak, like shut up. Like, there's literally no reason.
Was anybody not trash who you took a steak to?
No, I mean we'd take them to like families every once in a while, but for the most part, it was like drunk college kids at the trailer park. And by the end, like my boss was so desperate for business, he was like, "Yeah, we'll take it out to Opelika," which is like basically 45 minutes round trip. It just ate away at like any good deliveries. It was ridiculous. But anyway, he was concerned that we weren't sweeping under the make line correctly.
Oh yeah,
and so he placed a pack of ketchup under the make line, and then the next day came back and saw that the pack of ketchup was still there, so it meant that we hadn't been going all the fucking way back, and he called a meeting and held up the pack of ketchup, and he was like,
he's got the receipts, baby.
Yeah, he explained what he did, and he was like, and this means that
I fooled you.
Yeah, exactly. But his thing that he said next was the most insane shit ever. He was like, guys, this was a test. Much in the way that President Reagan tested the Russians in the 1980s.
Whoa.
And then he compared himself to Reagan.
That dude played a lot of paintball. Lots of paintball.
I remember just sitting there like, I got to move to California now.
He
He plays lots of paintball and says things like pincer movement.
Yeah.
Definitely is an ex-cop because he got fired.
Well, yeah. So
we're going to flank them and then we're going to shoot the fuck out of them and we're going to win this battle. I just want to go home, Daddy. Shut up!
I was watching American Gladiators earlier, and there's a guy who was one of the competitors. He was in Desert Storm, and they kept bringing it up like over and over again.
Yeah.
And at one point, they're like, "So you've done some fierce battles like over in Desert Storm. What do you think that'll be like compared to the battles that you're going to go through today?" He was like, "Well, I'm sure this will be a lot more fun."
Yeah. That was
I'm not actually people aren't trying to murder me here.
Right. Yeah. There's no danger that Malibu will shoot me in the head.
With a tennis ball, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I think
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
I think it's time to get energized. And I got to tell you, I went a little bougie with this one because I was at Gelson's. I got a bunch of shit at Gelson's, including today's
humble brag from River Shops at Gelson's.
How much you'd spend? How much you spend?
They had $2.99.
$2.99 for one drink's pretty bougie, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. Most energy drinks cost around $3.
Not rip it.
A Bang is like $3.
But today we've got Riot Energy, which has 160 mgs of caffeine, and their whole gimmick is 100% plant-powered energy drink, which
this is the stuff Antifa drinks.
It gave me pause because I'm like, do other energy drinks have animal stuff in them? Okay.
Well, aren't the other ones like chemicals?
Yeah, I think it's just powder.
It's only chemicals you can find from a meteorite.
Oh, yeah, what's in this?
So this one is the cherry watermelon flavor, which just sounded delightful to me. It's got some B12s. You got some.
It's gonna taste like sugar.
You've got something called adaptorins for something to resist stress. So,
I like that.
And zero sugar. We've got brewed tea. I think it's a tea-based energy drink.
Like
this
the
is
V8.
This is very Gelson's.
Hopefully it's not expired.
Spearmint. There's something in here called Tulsi. Wow, Tulsi Gabbard approved. Okay, let's crack this shit.
Is it just me or is it really hot in here?
No, it's hot.
It's hot.
I took steroids today, so I'm just...
Don't worry, this is going to de-stress you when you drink this energy drink.
Yeah, this will take the stress right out.
I swept my whole downstairs today, and it took forever because of my roommate's fucking cat, and I was pouring sweat by the end.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah, I cleaned this room yesterday. Same thing.
Yeah, it was even hotter yesterday.
Boom. All right, let's give Riot.
Oh, it smells like fucking dog shit. Fuck this.
Yeah, it smells like herbal tea. I don't like it.
It's got a tea.
Why are all these ones so grossly foamy too? I don't like the
that's
foam.
that's the Adaptorox or whatever.
It's so weird that you would want to be like, I want an energy drink, but a healthy one.
That's
like
really
just
bad.
Drink fucking coffee or
That's
tea.
not good at all. Why is that?
It's tea.
It smells like kombucha.
It's kombucha.
Oh,
it tastes like
God, yeah.
kombucha, green tea, and like medicine. Ooh, but not good medicine like Dimetab.
It's like
cherry cough syrup.
It tastes like the kombucha that tastes like throw up. Like the real vinegary.
Green tea, Robitussin, kombucha.
This one, I'll make a weird distinction. This one's bad, but it's not bad in a funny way.
No, it just tastes like the ground.
Right. Like the other ones are like so awful that you're just like, wow, like that jackfruit one. You're just like, this smells like, farts in a swamp. But like,
I mean, this one smells bad too.
This one's like if you were like, what if I just ate a mouthful of basil and parsley?
There you go.
When I smelled this, my initial thought was jackfruit. The first thing I thought of was the jackfruit.
Yeah, this is it's remarkably bad. Dear Lord.
It might be the worst one yet.
Yeah, I think it might be because it's not even because jackfruit was at least so bad it was hilarious. We're just like, ugh, like you would just get a hit of it, and that jalapeno pineapple one also was just you're like, oh, this is hurting me physically. Yeah. Like this is
I'm trying
great.
to think of the worst ones we've had.
I'd say jackfruit's got to be.
I mean, yeah.
Why have I been here for the two worst ones?
I don't know.
It's not pre-planned.
The luck of the
It'd be terrible if
Carter, he says.
Yeah, Carter's smart. He knows when to get out of here. He lives here, so he probably reads the labels every day.
Yeah, he sees like the label for the drink the next day, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have to."
It tastes like vomit.
That's the ticket. I got to go to work. Yeah.
Do you think
sure.
it tastes like vomit? Is that just me?
Insanely not. I mean,
it's like that vomit aftertaste.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, really what it tastes like to me is one of them like green teas, and then somebody has just poured like, I don't know, like cranberry juice or something into it. It's
Rubio's
just like a
tea and fucking...
Yeah. It tastes like Lipton green tea with watered down Robitussin and the worst Trader Joe's kombucha. That's what it. That's it. That's what it is.
Did you drink your whole glass?
I'm gone up. Oh. That's how bad. That's how bad this is. Like usually I could just chug them to be funny, but this one.
Well, you
25% juice,
right? You can just not drink it.
What?
You can live in a world where you don't drink things you don't want to drink.
Preposterous.
You can just not do that. You could just drink something you want to drink. And,
a lot of our theories are correct. Brewed tea, green,
the color,
spearmint and Tulsi, cherry juice, apple juice, natural flavors, watermelon essence, green tea extract. Which I guess is probably for the energy.
Yeah.
Oh, and this explains everything. Born in Venice, California.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Where things just suck.
That makes sense.
I like Venice. Venice is nice.
It's fine.
Ugh, man.
It's gluten-free, guys.
Good. What would be which one has the gluten? That's the thing, is all these things where it's just like the side effects of like a weird drug where it's like, might cause suicide. You're like, well, that's worse than an itchy back, but then this one, it's like, oh, it's healthy. We don't have any meat in this, and we don't have any wheat. Yeah. No meat, no wheat. Unlike those other energy drinks that are filled to the brim with meat sauce.
It's for dummies.
Everything
it's for dummies
that wouldn't have gluten in it normally says that now, just so dumb people will buy it.
Yeah, people.
Like Advil now with no gluten.
Oh, my favorite.
I gotta get it.
There's I saw a bag of pork rinds that was like no gluten. I'm like, yeah, I should hope there's no gluten in that pig skin that I'm about to eat.
It's so easy to put a GF on a package and then you appeal to people on fad diets.
Sure.
Who are idiots. Like, I'm on a fad diet, but I also want to eat pork rinds. So this is perfect. Because it's actually the gluten that's fucking me up.
I got this story from Bellevue, Washington. So last Thursday, police say a woman met a 33-year-old Bellevue man at the Lincoln Square Mall for a first date. As they walk,
first date at the mall, love that.
First date at the mall that ends with a police report. It's going to be
sounds like a sugar daddy type situation. I'll take you shopping. Let's go shopping.
As they walked through the mall, the man began stopping at multiple locations to write various messages in chalk, including "Go to the mall forever" and "Suicide bombing in the mall."
Whoa!
All of the messages were drawn with a smiley face beneath. So they're going on a first date and they meet up at the mall, and then he just keeps stopping to write terroristic threats on the walls, which
I mean, at that point, does it matter what he's writing? If you're on the first date at the mall and he writes anything in chalk on anything, I mean, it's pretty much worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little worse, but you're definitely right.
There's no way there's a second date if he's writing on anything in chalk.
It's the smiley face that makes it bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's a fucking joke?
But if it was like a question mark, suicide bombing?
Go to the mall forever does sound like a great 80s hardcore song. I could see Black Flag.
Go to the mall forever.
Yeah.
Go to the mall forever.
I mean,
that's by Bananarama.
But it's about consumerism, man. So the woman finally alerted police and told them that she was nervous, which... Fair enough.
Always trust your instinct.
That's the one I want to see. It's like while they're walking through, she slowly I'm gonna go look in this store, and then just slowly goes over to the police kiosk and is like, okay, help me, please. The police located the man, and he was booked into jail for bomb threats and malicious mischief, which that just sounds fun.
Malicious
could
mischief.
Also be a hardcore album,
but it also sounds like a lot of fun, like shenanigans, tomfoolery, malicious tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm. I just love the guy who's just So what do? I do Fight Club shit, mostly Fight Club shit and racquetball. Hold on, I gotta write a message on the wall. Fuck everything.
I got arrested for salacious malarkey.
Where was it? Because most malls don't even have walls, you know?
Right?
They're either storefronts or...
Well, from what it was in Bellevue, Washington, which is outside of Seattle, but from what it looked like he was writing under like where the either escalator or stairs kind of come down, and there was like a planter underneath, which means that he would stop the date and then climb up onto a planter and just start writing.
Tagging at you guys. He's cool as fuck.
But with chalk,
tagging.
too.
He was tagging with chalk.
Yeah, that is where I lose respect for him. If you're a tagger, you got to really, because you're going to get charged with it either way.
Right.
I do it in chalk. That's how you know it's mine.
That's funny.
I do it in chalk.
Because maybe he was concerned about the legality of the tagging.
Yeah,
and
I
if
guess.
it's chalk, you can wash it away.
Right.
Well, he's a tagger, but he's also an environmentalist. So the chalk is
very true.
Good for the environment.
And a friend of the working man. You know, he gets his message out there, but then at the end of the day, those minimum wage employees that have to clean the shit up can just come in there with a sponge.
Suicide bomb forever.
Yeah.
The capitalist powers that be.
Yeah, stay at the mall forever.
Best small suicide alive bomber.
Let's do some criminal tomfoolery.
I think I have discovered the worst way to die. This is a story from Barcelona. Catalonian newspaper La Vanguardia reported Saturday that police were alerted to a papier-mâché dinosaur statue outside of a now-defunct cinema in Barcelona. A man and his child were walking by the dinosaur when they noticed a horrible smell emanating from the Stegosaurus. That's when they saw what looked like a human leg through a crack in the sculpture. Firefighters were called to the scene and forced to cut open the statue. The body was that of a man who had been reported missing, though no foul play is suspected. Spanish media reported that the man somehow dropped his cell phone inside the gigantic Stegosaurus and fell inside while trying to retrieve it and was unable to climb out. And now the statue has been removed from the public square. So dying in a stanky stego leg.
That's suspicious to me.
It's pretty bad.
You can't bust out a paper mache.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Nobody's going to hear you screaming?
That's the thing. I was just like, what's happening? Because, you know,
that's why it
sounds like he was murdered and stuffed in the
Stegosaurus leg.
I've been watching Unsolved Mysteries.
This
could make the fucking show.
Did they test for DNA? Did they fingerprint dust? Probably not.
Are you watching the old school Unsolved Mysteries? Hell yeah. The ones on Amazon?
I watch Pluto TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Not to brag.
I watch Pluto TV.
Oh yeah.
Did you know you can watch the local news in Philadelphia on Pluto TV?
Oh, okay.
I mean, why would you though?
I would like to know.
Yeah.
I'd like
Rivers
to know.
would love Pluto TV.
Yeah, I'll get
Rivers. There's a whole channel where all they play is Stone Cold's Broken Skull Challenge. What more do you want than that?
Hot damn. That's
an
perfect.
entire channel that just plays Wings.
I do remember liking Wings a lot with Antonio Scarpacci.
Yeah, it's got Paul McCartney in it. It's got his wife, Danny Lane.
You're the Hayden Church.
You're the first person I've ever met who likes Wings.
I mean, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember liking it very much in high school.
You're the first person I've ever known who's admitted to watching Wings.
When I was in high school, I loved it a lot. I can't vouch for it now, but I'm sure it can't be all bad.
Whole channel where you can watch American Gladiators. Whole channel where you can watch
sure
Love
it's better
and
than
Hip-Hop.
American Gladiators. That's a statement I'll stand behind.
No, because
Yeah.
what you forget about American
Thomas
Gladiators.
Hayden Church. What's his face that plays Monk?
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. I mean, get out of town. Get out of town.
Okay, so here's the thing you don't remember about American Gladiators. All the competitors on the show are like 150 pounds.
I also remember that.
They're getting fucking destroyed by these steroid people. They'll like start the match and the first thing that'll happen is a steroid guy just suplexes some fucking guy who's a construction worker. And then he has a concussion.
I remember when Urkel did it. Urkel went on American Gladiators and he
on Family Matters?
Yeah, and he faced off against the dad.
And you try to say it's fucking Wings is better.
Wings is better than American Gladiators.
I bet $1 million we could watch like 4 American Gladiators in a row and like 1 episode of Wings before we're like, fuck this.
I don't think so. I think maybe 2 episodes.
We did a whole American Gladiators episode back in 2017, something like that. Go back in the archives and
Such
check
a
it
good
out.
show.
Oh yeah, talked about Purple Roundy. It's one of the contestants that showed up. He's just a really skinny guy with a mustache and a fucking giant curly mullet. It's awesome.
Everything about it's awesome. The amount of steroids they take.
I'm on steroids right now, and I gotta be honest, I could probably throw a table.
Okay, here's a table right in front of you.
I mean, I also have a herniated disc.
Well,
And
then,
so
it sounds like you can't throw a table.
The jelly is out of the donut in my back. My back is full of donuts, and the jelly is completely out of one of them. And I'm hurting very much. But I've taken a lot of steroids, so I'm also very sweaty.
By the way, our friend Paulo Nelson sent this one to me this morning. This is how I woke up just reading this news story, and it blew my mind. This is from Overton, Nevada. Mind freak magician Chris Angel is going into the restaurant business.
I've been talking about this all last week.
Angel bought Sugar's Home Plate, a fast casual restaurant 65 miles northeast of Las Vegas in Overton, Nevada, for $280,000.
Wow, that's not bad. That's not a lot of money.
Yeah, it's the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, it is the middle of the desert in
Fast
Vegas.
casual, so does that mean it's just like a diner in the middle of a desert?
Yeah, it's like it's a fancy.
He makes your hunger disappear.
That's the line. There it is.
Right.
You're welcome, Chris Angel.
Angel discovered the restaurant while dirt biking with his family in the Moapa Valley near the Valley of Fire State Park. So it seems very appealing. I'm sure it's beautiful out there. He teams up with his brother Costa Sarantakos and pizza maker Mike Barham to convert the restaurant into a fast casual restaurant called Cabulp, short for Chris Angel's Breakfast Lunch Pizza.
Do they do dinner? Fuck no, we don't do dinner.
It's literally called CABLP.
That was my favorite part about it. I read more about it, and it's really hard to hate on Chris Angel. But
for sure.
The worst part of this that's just a disaster.
Yeah.
It's like you're setting yourself up to be the company that's made fun of.
Yes, 100%. And
then not a good way, because you serve food.
Yeah.
You can't have a shitty restaurant name and try to, hey, you want to go get some delicious food at Cabulp?
I mean, I don't think he wants you to pronounce it. I think he wants you to say each individual letter, right?
Well, no, he says that
it's AT&T, not at.
It's not written that way.
No, it's not literally written with a capital C and then lowercase ABLP. Kabulp. He says it's pronounced kablip, but I'm like, no.
Nobody's going to say
No one's going to say that. It should be called Chris Angel's BLP if you're going to do anything. Or, like I said on Twitter, it should be called Dine Freak, because that's what it is. Figure this out, guys. Angel and his team plan to reopen the restaurant in July with dine-in service and walk-up window and takeout. Breakfast items include Belgian waffles, French toast, and the Vegas...
You should go.
I'm 100% I'm going there. The Las Vegas Review-Journal reports that entrees such as Moapa chicken fried steak, that got me right there. I'm in.
Moapa.
That's where that's the name of the valley where they're located.
So what sets it apart?
I don't know.
I think they're gonna have little magic shows in there.
Right.
Too.
That's the next thing. The one thing I did want to mention though is
that's exactly what I don't want.
They've got.
Why would you go to Chris Angel's restaurant?
Yeah.
If you don't want magic,
you don't want to be enchanted in the Valley of
What's
Fire.
What's wrong with you? That's the only reason you'd go there.
I've been dirt biking all day, and that's the only restaurant in the town, which is probably why he bought. Yeah, that's why he bought it. He's
100%.
Like, people come out here, they're gonna want to eat. This is money in the bank.
Joe.
So I was like dirt biking all day. I'm sweaty. I'm tired. I'm all sunburned and windburnt,
and you're like, damn,
my
I need
shoulders
some
hurt,
Belgian
my hands are all
waffles.
painful, and all I want in this life is some hash browns and waffles and silence.
Well, Joe, maybe this will sell you. They have cocktails called the Mind Freeze, concocted with vodka and one of more than 100 flavors of Italian ice.
There's too many bad drink names that sound date rapey, and that's one of them
the
for
Mind
sure.
Freeze, the Unresponsive. Check it out.
Yeah, the Mind Eraser.
Mind eraser. I had those on my 21st birthday. It didn't work. I just erased what was in my belly onto the floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the only thing that happens when you just start drinking Everclear mixed with triple sec.
Aside from the fast casual food, the restaurant will periodically convert into the magic room with entertainment from Angel and his friends. And
nobody wants to see your stupid fucking magic.
You don't go there for the waffles.
Yeah, dude.
Joe. What's wrong with you?
It's the only restaurant in town.
I bet it's not.
Literally, if you've been doing all the weird shit you do there and you want to eat, you have to go there. And now he's like, well, yeah, you can still eat here, but now we have magic. It would be so infuriating to be like, like if some guy probably went there every year for like, his childhood. He comes back and he's like, man, I just want a sandwich. I don't have to sit through this fucking magic show, dude.
Well, there's a to-go window.
I was gonna say they have a to-go window.
I eat the food in my car,
on your dirt bike.
I'm not good enough to have a booth seat.
You'll eat in your car, and then a guy comes up to your car with a deck of cards. Just pick a card, any card.
Oh, that'd be so funny if
you would check the card in your sandwich.
Yeah, I was about to say you open the burger, and you took a bite out of it. And you're like, oh fuck,
there's a receipt in here.
Gross. Wow, how did you get it in here? You're disgusting.
It's like levitating over your food. And it's like, dude, you're like sweating and putting hair in my food. Stop levitating over my sandwich. Wear a hairnet if you're going to levitate near my food.
Oh, that'd be fun if the waiters tried to read your mind for what you were going to order.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
When I had I wanted to talk about this when I had a seizure last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how are you feeling after that?
Like I had a seizure last week.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to describe because it's like you're better, but you're fucked up because you had brain damage,
And you fucked your hand up, too.
Yeah, and I fucked my hand up. And I skinned my elbow or something.
Nice. Chick stick scars, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've been getting laid a lot in the last week, let me tell you.
If you bring your fingers bad enough, he'll take the fingerprints off, and then you're basically invisible. You can do all the crime.
I was thinking about that. My fingerprints right now are you couldn't read them.
They couldn't read them. Yeah, if there's murders happening, Sam probably did it.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Because you can't prove it.
So yeah, I was cooking a pork chop and potatoes in a pan when it happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to eat that food. Turns out.
No,
once I came to, I went back and I was like, oh, I'm hungry. And I went back and there's just a pork chop and potatoes all over the top of the stove.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That was the worst part.
You had to clean up.
Yeah, dude. When I always make a mess when I have a seizure because it's usually in the middle of something, and then for some reason when I wake up I always start trying to clean up the mess when I'm in a post seizure blackout.
Yeah,
and everybody's just sit down, you're gonna fall over.
Mode. It's like when you're shit faced and you throw up and you just immediately I gotta clean this up, but all you do is make it worse.
You're in blackout mode.
You just have the whole roll of paper towels and you just put your foot on it and you're just kind of spreading it around.
At
that point I'm making my lizard brain decisions. It just is my personality of just wanting to do whatever I want, not listening to anybody.
Yeah.
I asked my doctor, I get real combative when I'm at post seizure, and I asked my doctor, is that normal?
Yeah.
And he was just basically I could tell he's trying to be super professional, and he was like, well, it kind of depends on the person's personality. Basically, it was just well, medically, you're an asshole. You're a dumb asshole. And that comes out when you're in a blackout because that's just how you are. And then, I already have a joke about how when you have a seizure, they accuse you of being on drugs.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people... that is the case.
Right.
And then they lie about being on drugs because, you definitely don't want to be we were doing illegal heroin over here.
Right.
And
I would tell the truth. I'd be I'm on all the drugs.
That's the thing.
Because you can't get charged with possession because it's in you.
It's not possession if it's in my tummy.
Yeah, but I think that they usually fucking seize out around a friend or something, and then they're all just... But the thing is, if you're having a seizure, you should be completely honest with all the drugs you're on. That could possibly help you.
Yeah.
But I have this nasal spray now that is supposed to stop you from having more seizures after your first one, and Cooper used it on me, and then when the firefighters were talking to me, they were asking me what happened, and I was oh yeah, he used this rescue medication on me, and he held Cooper held it up, and it's a little nasal spray thing, and the firefighter just looks at it and goes, that's Narcan.
What?
That's the drug they give people when you're
for overdose.
Yeah.
Whoa.
After I had been like, I'm not on drugs, he was like, well, clearly, look at you. You're on drugs.
Was it Narcan?
No, it was a nasal spray that stops you from having seizures.
The same
and then we had to
thing.
show him that, and he was like, oh, okay. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, we're just over here.
I'm not.
He was trying to let you know that you give off a very heavy opiate vibe.
It feels like it's because of the way I look.
Yeah, like, and the vibes in this room.
In retrospect, I was sitting next to a dab rig and a blowtorch, so it makes more sense when I put that together later after I had come to more. The nasal spray worked though. I didn't have any more seizures that day. My life was just ruined, you know? And I was insulted by,
by a
LA
fireman?
fire department.
LA's finest wouldn't respect
fireman.
me.
It's so funny being next to grind fireman from now on.
Fucking hunky firemen and their stupid calendars.
They saved me so many times with their shit like that when it's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I just told you I'm not on heroin.
Right.
Quit assuming I'm on heroin, please.
Also, I don't. Is Narcan just like a little spray? Isn't it
I
like
have
a
no
whole
idea. I'm not a heroin addict.
I know, but
it made me think maybe it is. It's like a little white thing that kind of just is a one-off spray.
Yeah, the ones I've seen people administering, it looks like a whole the cops will basically just shove a face mask over you, and then it's looks like an aerosol can or something. It's not just like some little thing. I don't know.
I'm sure there's
why
different
have you
types.
seen this multiple times?
Because I read fucking wild ass news stories from Ohio every day.
There's a lot of good stories now of cops pretending like they got fentanyl in their system because it was 3 feet away from them.
Yeah.
And so they'll put on these fentanyl masks and huff like they're in a gas chamber in a movie or something.
Yeah. I'm going to become one of them. Oh no. Yeah. Well, are you fellas ready for our jam of the day?
Maybe.
Probably not.
This is a band that we covered their kind of power ballad. I guess this one's kind of power ballady too. This is Hinder. We talked about Lips of an Angel, but this is their other single.
I've never heard this before.
By the way,
I
probably
don't
know it when it hits the chorus, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard this or if it's just like every song from back in the day that sounded like this, and I've heard it a million times.
Joe, were you in a Journeys in 2005? Because if
I've never been in a Journeys in my life.
Whoa, look who's cool.
Okay, Pac-Sun.
I've never been in a Pac-Sun.
Gadzooks, yes.
Never been in a Gadzooks.
Oh, man.
I've never been in a Hijinks.
What's the other? What was the movie memorabilia place?
Oh, FYE.
No, it was
I guess that's kind of a record store.
God, it was.
I don't think I've ever been in FYE either.
I don't remember. Suncoast.
Yes, Suncoast.
I've been to plenty of Suncoast.
Okay, yes.
Those were dope. You could order movies there. I love Suncoast.
Yeah, dude, Suncoast was the shit.
Every poster you could possibly want to hang in your dorm room.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted Cabin Boy and no one had ever heard of it,
so you go to Suncoast. But yeah, I mean, this is from 2005.
It's really bad though.
Oh, this energy drink tastes like what dog's piss it does in my mind.
Dude, look how mine settled. I drank all of mine, and then what's left settled into detritus. Like it's so weird looking.
Stain the outside of my glass like red wine.
What's worse, the song or the drink?
I don't know. I don't know.
The drink for sure.
The drink. Yeah.
I don't have to put this song in my body. Just in my mind.
Let's get into these comments here of Hinder 2005 song. By the way, first up, Anthony L from 9 years ago. Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel has a deep meaning.
It sure does.
It's not this song at all, but okay.
But this song probably reminded of that because this is such a good song.
They're basically the same song.
the harmonies between the voices that reminded him.
He's got 2 numerals in here. I thought it was S33 Fan, but I realize it's Seether Fan from 4 years ago.
Why would you admit that?
Had someone 20-ish tell me listening to Hinder CD and said it was old people music. All I can say, if listening to Hinder is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Well,
that's good because you're not right.
And you're old, too.
And you're old. That is bad.
Seether Fan, though, you know? This one not a reply to anything, just free floating. Adam Miller, 8 years ago. Yeah, you're a bitch for putting down the best rock band of today. Ass whip. Amen. It fucking rocks.
That's definitely a reply to someone. He just
I know. He just doesn't know how to reply to anything.
That was just a madness word salad.
I just like and that's a full sentence too. Just ass whip.
Best
Amen.
band alive.
It fucking rocks. Ivy Darling from 9 years ago. Was I the only one playing Snake through this whole video?
Yes.
Again, 9 years ago, so there is a small chance they do have the little Nokia phone that has the Snake.
Game.
It's a fun game.
And the music's not as good as this song.
2005. Yeah, that was still Snake time. So it was a little late on. Snake was big in 2002, 2003.
Yeah. Well, this is 9 years ago. So it's
so she's way past it.
But there's a chance she's still.
This was Fruit Ninja days.
Maybe she was talking about her when she first heard the video. She was playing Snake on her Nokia.
Damn, Fruit Ninja. I remember they had it on that Xbox thing where you like stand in front of the TV and like
Xbox Connect.
Xbox Connect. Yeah. That was a fun way to trick me into exercising for an hour. You motherfuckers, you won't get me again.
She's never gonna exercise ever again.
No.
I showed you.
I felt tricked and hoodwinked. Michael,
he started protesting by never eating fruit again.
Michael Nicole from 9 years ago. My cat was sitting on my desk just as it ended, so I gave her a little kiss on the forehead, and she stepped on the home button and restarted the song. Good kitty.
I love that comment.
I do too. It's so cute.
Kitty.
Yeah. Good kitty.
It's good to have a cat that loves to rock out.
Yeah,
with you.
man. Rocking a hep cat, if you will. A rock and roll cat. Speaking of cats, Helios Kitty from 4 years ago. I remember the last time I heard this song. Well, vaguely. I was drunk off my ass. Locked in my room on a time release lock, so I couldn't reach anything to hurt myself.
Whoa.
Lots of screaming and phone calls, sometimes simultaneously. I decided to blare some music because I guess I thought it would help with the alcohol headache. Anyway, this song came on first on the randomizer, and that was that.
I'm dead.
Shut the music back off and just laid on the floor for the next few hours.
This song came on and I turned it off.
I turned it off and just dealt with my fucking delirium tremens on the ground.
Man, was he like
Time
locked?
release lock.
Yeah, well, he had to have been in like state custody.
That's what it was. Yeah,
something.
I think it was. He was probably going through like
or prison
withdrawals. Yeah, or prison. Yeah,
Or he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and they've locked him in a room.
A lot of I heard a lot of prisons you're allowed to listen to Hinder. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the only place. That's where
they consider it punishment.
If you're a fan of Hinder, I'm willing to bet you've stolen gasoline to huff.
The state has decided to hinder your access to liberality of movement. So
if you're
it makes sense.
fan of Hinder, you probably watch Pluto TV along with me.
Ken P from 6 years ago.
Good kitty.
5-year relationship gone down the drain. She didn't want anything to do with me anymore. I was in a long-distance relationship when we finally moved in together. I moved 2,000 miles away, and she kicked me out because she didn't know what she wanted. Ever since she started...
This is YouTube, not therapy.
Ever since she started hanging with her coworkers, and she changed from the person I used to know to someone else.
Damn, when people change, it's always for the bad. Remember that, guys.
She got a job and started respecting herself, and all of a sudden I wasn't good enough anymore.
Let's see. Addie Jackson from 2 years ago. This song, it's so numbing. Like knowing you'll never be good enough. Like you try to change, but you can't. I wish I could change into my old self when Hinder was my religion. The no give a fuck person I used to be is gone.
Damn.
Wow.
This is a great band to lean into your depression with. Imagine if this was your song that you just were miserable, narcissistically thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
To Hinder.
This one. Oh my God. Shat Mars from 2 weeks ago. No need to reply to anything anymore. It's all over.
That's good. That's a good one.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Someone check on Shat.
Yeah, somebody put that man in a timed room.
Yeah, he's in the timed room.
Oh, he's dead for sure. He's
can't get out.
for certain dead. DEAD.
This one has a big Russian, code vibes. John Bell from 1 week ago. Cope, Whiskey Electric, Orikini Spring, West Sidle Call Bell, Adams Family, The Violent Angle, unequivocally rap because cricket, unquestionably untidy without a nice yogurt, unless beneficial. Hot! So
That's for sure a code. of some
so
kind.
hopefully the Russian spy that needed that a week ago got to it before they found the dossier and had him murdered in the Kremlin.
I'm thinking the timed room people might only be able to communicate through YouTube comments.
Wouldn't that be funny if it was like one of those escape rooms? He's like, I'm in a timed room, but it was actually an escape room, and everyone else in the group was like, why is he acting so weird?
Just on his phone listening to a shitty song over and
Won't
over
quit
again.
playing Hinder, and he keeps talking about his wrestling career. It's weird.
I got a couple more here. David Stamler from 2 years ago. I am listening to music, and I see comments below that my ex-stepson hates my mom. My mom is in Vegas with my brother, and that means that I am Deborah S. daughter. I have to laugh at my family, and thank goodness I don't know some one of them. I don't want to, shaking my head.
I feel like that was a woman. You read it as a redneck man.
It could be anything.
Shake.
No, his name is David Stamler.
Okay.
Yeah. The last two here. Shasta McCamish from 1 month ago. Shasta Marie is my older one. Shasta Ann, my middle big one. Huh? Brother-in-law to me. I know. Why are we all named Shasta? They didn't just force her. She was uninformed or obsessed with the name Shasta.
I love the cola.
I met her. She says my mother is hers. I hear she literally eats poop.
Got her.
I love that Shasta Marie is my older one. I'm assuming that means child. Shasta Ann is my middle, but then she calls it the big one.
My middle big one.
But is the youngest one also named Shasta, but the brother-in-law, and then her name is Shasta.
And they all drink Shasta.
And they all drink tons and tons of Tiki Punch from Shasta.
It sucked to have the last name Shasta and then not have the money of the Shasta soda company. And then everybody your whole life would just be like, Shasta, like the cola, huh?
Yeah, like the
and
cola.
meanwhile, they're like, my life's a wreck. I'm going to go post about it on YouTube.
What if your first and last name was Shasta? Shasta.
I mean,
Middle name
you'd
Shasta.
be
Shasta,
dead,
Shasta.
I think. You'd be dead of a drug
And your
addiction or
favorite Your favorite
suicide.
drink was Shasta, and your favorite band was
This is my
Hinder.
brother A&W.
Your favorite show is Shasta McNasty.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
If we're missing any other Shasta references,
This song
tweet
is-
at us.
this-
You like hanging out at Mount Shasta State Park.
Okay,
There we go.
okay.
This song's bumming me out.
Oh, we got one more here. Cribble 17 from 10 years ago. And this is fucking fantastic. I love Hinder so much. I'm addicted to them, and I'm 21. I even resemble the singer in looks for my music, but I just cut my hair short like 3 weeks ago. Sorry, ladies. LOL. I'm way better than the singer, though.
That I believe.
I'm better looking than Austin Winkler from Hinder, which I love the guy's voice, but he's just not that great looking to start with. If he wasn't a singer, girls would say, ew, and he wouldn't be married to a model. Anyways, I'm actually a single father. Not that arrogant. I just think I'm better.
I'm a single father, but the mother has custody. But I'm still the father, and I'm single. So
And
I
I'm
tell
better
people
than
single
Hinder.
father.
And I'm better than the guy from Hinder.
He's rich and he's got a hot wife, but I'm better than him.
much better.
I
Is the guy from
model
Hinder
my
rich?
style around him. I mean, he's rich enough that we're talking about him.
Absolutely.
I
Right?
don't think he's
He gets
rich.
$1 for every time we talk about
Hey,
him.
buddy, I saw the lead singer of MXPX on Fixer Upper with Chip and Joanne Gaines, you know?
I forgot about MXPX.
Yeah, that guy. He lives in
Weren't
Austin
they Christian?
now. Probably. Who
I think
knows?
they were Christian. They were Christian, I believe.
Well, Hinder is the goddamn devil, and they are our jam of the day. Oh, yeah. Boom.
Next time you want to go crazy and then put on a song that makes you not want to listen to music, this is the one.
That's it. That's the one.
Samuel, please tell people where they can find you on the internet.
Slam harder.
Joe, where can people find you online?
Joe MF Reigns on the intergrams and the twatters.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And of course, you can head over to prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod because we got a new t-shirt over there. Our friend Juan Zamora at Esqueleto Z on Instagram. He actually made us a time foot. Well,
it's dope.
Started off as a painting that I've now got mounted on the wall, but I took it over to Kinko's, did a nice high res scan, and tuned it up a little bit and slapped it on a shirt, and it is available at prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod. And starting today, when you're hearing this, they're doing their Memorial Day sale over there, so you can get 20% off by simply going to prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod and then typing in the word memorial in the checkout box there. So
I can't think of a better way to celebrate our nation's fallen soldiers.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
This is why they died.
Yeah, for us to do a time foot.
Freedom is not free, which is the title of the second Time Foot movie.
Yeah, that's right. So shout out to Juan. Thank you so much for doing that for us. And you can support the show by heading over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support this show is go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, and we will see you